What up, guys? Welcome to episode 189 of the Cracked Brain Podcast. A little bit different this time. Rather than the usual, 3 or 4 people that we have going with us? There's only 2. There's only 2 this time around.
We're dual wielding again.
We are... God dang it.
Dual wield times 2.
Dual wield. We are dual wielding this podcast. So, we're also gonna try out a little something different this time.
What's different?
We haven't really been doing a video version while in quarantine, but we're gonna give it a shot because both of us have webcams. So hopefully this works, and we'll see how bad the editing goes for me. So, yay! I am your host, Stephan. Joining me today, we have
the not host, Mason.
The not host, Mason.
I got a little bit of Ruby onesie action going on and a messy room. You're welcome.
I've got respect for that. Okay, here's one of the other reasons why I have respect for that. Like,
yeah.
of like a bunch of like Rooster Teeth merch, I've got almost nothing really.
What?
Like, well, I mean, especially since I wound up moving, which, yeah, now you guys can see, like, I'm not in the same space as I was before. So, yeah, like, I mean, of course I don't have anything hung up because this is not, like, a permanent thing for me. But, yeah, like, even past that, I think the only thing that I really had, like, I had an Achievement Hunter mug, which I just got back this week.
Nice.
And then I had the poster, but I actually think I tossed the poster. I think I actually threw away the poster.
If it makes you guys feel better, this is as much as I've seen him also. Just little bits of room, so we're on the same page. But
look, it's been an interesting couple months. All right.
I was just gonna say I also have the Jean onesie from that episode where he's in his pajamas. I have the bunny slippers too, and I was this close to wearing it, and I was like, "Nah, I'll wear this one."
Mason, we're not going to be looking at your feet. All right, do not start shining the webcam down at your feet. It took us long enough just to get this part set up. Do not move the camera from where it is right now.
One day.
Maybe,
Hashtag
but
goals.
today's not that day. Today is not that day.
Hashtag goals.
Oh, jeez. So,
Yay.
okay, before we even get anything of like what the last week has been, okay, I'm getting right back into what we were talking about right before the podcast started, which we were talking about candles.
The mystery of your candle.
Okay. All right. Yeah, look, okay, so with moving to to my temporary place right now, I'm living in with some friends, and part of like I live inside their basement room. Like, it's not a basement apartment, it's a singular room. All right.
Nice.
So, like, me being over here, it's like, okay, there's one other room that they use for storage right over here. Then right next to the room that I have is like their laundry area, like laundry utility area. It's a big old thing. Well, they've also got 2 dogs that the best way for the dogs to get out to the backyard is through this area. So I kid you not, the dogs are always kind of coming through over here. The first couple of weeks that I started living here, they peed on my bed, I think like 3 times. And I know they've peed on the floor a couple of times, because even when I'm like not inside the room, but I keep the door closed, which if you push hard enough on the door, it just opens. All right, the latch is a joke.
It just doesn't feel like being closed anymore. It's too tired from fighting
really,
you.
The last click you get isn't really like a secure, like, oh yeah, this is closed. It's more or less kind of like a shrug, like, maybe. All right, I kid you not, if I close the door and rather than going like, it decided to go, maybe, I'd actually probably feel a little bit better, because then I'd be knowing that it's telling me the truth. All right.
Not lying to you.
It's not.
Do you feel lucky today? I'll say like 75% we're closed.
Maybe at least the dogs right now. So they're two really really good dogs and whatnot. But yes, they've peed inside the room. Like they haven't gone after anything in here other than they've like if I happen to even leave just like a tiny snack over on these, it's like over on the desk, they will absolutely go for it. So it's like I could have the door closed, and like if there's no snack in here, I always kind of come back and I'm checking to see if the door is open. If the door is open, I know I'm screwed. So it's like, okay, door's closed. All right, they didn't go after anything. Door's open. Oh my God, what did they get into and whatnot? Is my bed gonna be like covered in piss? And there have been a couple of times that I went to sleep and didn't realize that they peed in the bed. Like it was just enough where it had basically like dried. And it was just sort of like, okay, it didn't smell, it didn't anything. And then all of a sudden I go to bed, and then there's like, I'll sit there and go like, oh no! It's just like, after like 30 minutes of actually going to sleep, I'll just wake up like, what smells like piss?
Who pre-warmed my bed?
Oh, jeez. It's such a thing. It's such a thing. Anyway, so yes, they've peed inside my room a couple of times, which that was the first indicator to go get the candle. The next indicator was, I don't know if it's like sometimes they like hanging out right by the door, but I don't know if it's that or if they're also peeing right by the door, because now the room doesn't smell like piss. But you step 6 inches outside of this room and it immediately hits you like a wave. And I'm sitting there just going like, okay, so the walkway smells like piss. So there have been times that like I will strategically put this candle outside of my room. Just like, okay, it's on the floor. It's not going to catch fire to anything. And the dogs are up. And, and I'll just sit there and have it there. Because like it's bad. Like I will wake up in the morning and then just sort of like wake up. Okay, gonna start the day. Open up my door, and it's a nasal assault. All right, it just hits like, and wake up.
I would love like a scene of you going over your budget plan, and it just says like 25% budget candles.
Look, okay, here's a real statement. Okay, so
yeah.
I've got. Let me go and grab this.
This is what you guys miss when we're not recording. If you're ever curious, it's this.
Damn. Okay, so this is the candle that I get. It's a regular Walmart brand. I'm not gonna show it off just because this is YouTube and copyright and all that kind of stuff. But it's one of their regular ones. Okay, what spurned on this particular conversation? I'll get back to what I was just about to say in a little bit. Is because, okay, you see like with most of these things, like, okay, you burn it down, and then all of a sudden it starts leaving those like little traces up over here of just like wax and things, and it's just like, you paid for this, all right? You paid for all of this, and usually like it goes all the way down. Well, I still want to use this. I don't like the fact that it keeps on like going down, and you just get this vortex, where just the flame decides to reside, and everything around it just sticks to the side. So earlier I'd gotten the great idea, like, you know what? This is wax, all right? I've had to deal with wax before, so I got out.
That's a story for a different time, I guess.
Shut it. I got out a pot, filled it with water, just like I actually put this in the water, or inside the pot, and then filled up the water, so that way I would know, like, oh, okay, well, this is now starting to like get rocky and whatnot. So that's why like it cuts off at a certain area, but I put it over in there, put it over on some medium heat, and just sort of let the heat go for a little bit. Not enough to actually boil, but definitely enough to kind of get right up to that bubbling stage. So I did that, and then shut off the heat, and then I put the top on it, and then put it down, and boom, it's why you have like this open space of of where all this, like, all caked around was wax, and now it's back over here. Here's what I did. Nice. Yeah, like, the concept of what I wanted it to do absolutely worked.
Yeah.
Here's the problem.
Smells like dog pee?
No! The wick is now submerged. So, I know where the wick is. Let me see if yeah, see, like, the wick is, it's there. It's there. But the only problem is that there's not enough actual wick to continue to, like, burn. So I've lit this sucker on fire a couple of times, like, you're gonna burn, you're gonna do what you're supposed to do. And it basically keeps on going, like, I'm trying, but, like, there's nothing left. All right? So my plan, in theory, kind of works. The only problem is that there's just not enough wick. There's not enough wick.
So I had that same problem with the candle, and I had all these plans of, like, setting out in the sun, you know, letting it melt and all that. I just gave up and got a candle warmer. Like, it just looks like a wireless charger, and you just put the candle on it, and it heats up the whole jug, and it just melts it that way.
You know what? That's a good that sounds like a good investment and something I probably should look at. I'm broke.
Well,
and yeah.
No, I just got the candle warmer for Christmas. Don't give me too much credit. I just thought about this. This is not.
Wait a second. Mason, did you get this candle warmer, or did someone get you a candle warmer?
I mean, what's in details, really?
Okay, so someone got you this candle warmer, didn't they?
No.
Okay. No. Okay. Here's why I say this, Mason.
Legitimately, yes.
Okay. Dang it, Mason. Did someone buy you this candle warmer?
Well, now I'm concerned to, like, answer.
No, because here's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
if you bought it for yourself, that's like, okay, that's forward thinking. That's, you know, it's being proactive. You realize that, hey, this is something I enjoy. I'm gonna get something else so I can get more enjoyment out of it. That's not that like, none of these options are a bad thing. But one is you going like, hey, I'm trying to think ahead to solve a problem that I know exists. Then there's someone that buys it for you, which means you've talked about this publicly. All right, this has been a public concern of yours as far as your candle needs, and someone else went, you know what, I got you, I'm gonna help you out with this, here's a candle warmer.
Okay.
It's not that any one of them is any worse, it's just the fact that one of them means you've talked about this, like, this is an actual issue in your life.
Okay, this is what happened. August. I started getting this problem, was trying to figure it out, went over to a friend's house, and I was like, oh, it smells good in here. And they're like, yeah, I got a candle going. And I was like, I don't see the candle. And they're like, it's on a warmer. I was like, what witchcraft are you talking about? And they showed me, and I'm like, this is amazing. I was like, I had no idea something like this existed. And then okay, so the friend was my sister. I walked upstairs. I told her.
Wait a second! You did not just call your sister your friend.
She is my friend.
Mason.
And so I went to my mom. I was like, Mom, do you know about this candle warmer thing? And she's like, yeah, do you need a Christmas present? I was like, yes. And now I have 4 candles in my closet waiting to be used by the candle warmer with it still in the packaging.
Let's
Yay.
back this up a bit.
Look, I don't have many friends. I gotta, like,
Mason,
get everyone
Mason.
I can.
Mason, if you have a friend that they're like a tight friend, and then you call them your brother or sister, that's one thing, and I do that constantly. I do that with all of you guys, and I truly mean it. The reverse is just weird. It'd be like, oh, this is my friend. Huh, your friend? You look kind of similar. Oh yeah, she's my sister. Wait. No. Okay, hold up. Wait. Bonus sister or real or biological sister?
Half.
Okay, Mason, I tried with you. I tried. All right, I tried.
No.
All right, you. Oh,
No,
okay.
no. So bonus is like no blood relation. So half is like half blood, half bonus.
I get it, but Mason, again, that means that she's actually related to you. All right,
Right.
she's actually related to you.
What's the problem?
You cannot call an actual relative just a friend. That's weird territory. All right,
Well-
my brothers, I will never introduce them. Oh yeah, this is my brother. It's like, this is my friend Brian. This is my friend Sean. Oh, it's great. How long have you guys been friends? Technically, with this one, ever since I was born, and then with that one, ever since he was born.
So
That's not how that works.
I said friend because I was trying to like, I don't know, protect the identity, I guess. But then I realized the story doesn't make sense if I said friend and then walked upstairs to my mom. So I was like, crap, I blew it. You called me out.
I mean, it was a detail that I understand. It's what I do with my kids as far as calling them science experiments.
Yeah.
But that's why I have a different name for them. I don't call them, oh yeah, so my 3 friends downstairs.
Name of the episode: My 3 Friends Downstairs.
Nope, Mason. That's not what the episode is going to be called.
Why?
Honestly, right now, I
Can we
I
call
might
it?
stick. I might stick with the whole sister friend thing, but I don't know yet. All right.
Can we
we'll
call
see.
it 20 Minutes of Candles?
No. Well, I mean, maybe it's kind of catchy. It's maybe what
Yeah,
your autobiography will be.
Yay! The Rise to Success with Garrick Mason Wright. 20 Minutes of Candles.
I mean, Mason, I'm telling you right now, if it is called 20 Minutes of Candles, there's a lot of innuendo that goes with that.
Alright. You see this? You see this with our new camera technology?
Yeah.
Here we go.
To the people that are
20.
now listening to this, he's writing it down back over in Pocket Notebook. All right? Pocketbook. He's writing it down in his pocketbook.
Yeah!
All right. No, so.
Yeah, all the smart people don't do what I do.
Yeah, don't call a family member just a friend. Your family member can be a friend to you, but they still, like, the ranking system, the family member part is a little bit higher, all right? So you can be friends with your mom, but she is still your mom, so refer to her as your mom. Not, oh yeah, my older friend that's known me my entire life, and technically I came out of her vagina.
Only if you want to be technical.
Just technically speaking, just
In
Just letting you know.
theory, it looks good on paper, but in practice, eh.
right. No, so like I said, that's kind of the long and short of the candles. As far as one of the comments that you had made before, like as far as being a budget, yes, I actually now have a part of my budget that's dedicated to candles, and I just I'd gotten this one over from Walmart just on a whim, but now I'm actually going to use a friend that, I mean, here we go, shameless promotion for a friend. Lazy Witch Shop over on Etsy, I believe. It's one of my friends, Kitty Jean. She's actually does like a bunch of different little stuff, but she does have candles as well. So she said like, oh yeah, I'm working on like you know, like she's got some, I think like some fall ones. She just came out with a cupcake one that I was like, okay, I mean, I kind of like cupcakes. We'll maybe see this. But then she also said that she's got campfire. And I'm one of those weird people that really loves the smell of campfire. So, like, I'm low-key thinking about getting that. The only problem is that every now and then the smell gets upstairs. And I'm right underneath their living room. The last thing I really want is all of a sudden to be lighting a candle, be all into it, and then them thinking that I'm burning down the house.
I
kind of don't want that to happen.
I'm right there with you. When I go camping and then my clothes smell like campfire, everyone else complains. I'm like, what's wrong? This is amazing. And I just, campfire.
I had a soap that smelled exactly like campfire, and I was in love with it. Tiff liked it too. It was great. But then for some reason, a lot of other people they'd get around me and they're like, "Did you just come from a camper?" It's like, no, it's my soap. Who would get soap that smells like a campfire? And I'm like, me.
Who
That's
would?
why I smell like it.
How about all of
it's-
you buy one and then give them all to me because I like it.
Yeah, no joke. It's like this is awesome to me. So
That sounds
yeah.
amazing.
I freaking loved the crap out of it. So
I've got a pine tree going right now, and my brother has a pine tar soap, and I want a pine tar soap so bad. I'm a pine guy. Pine and peppermint.
nice. Okay, just so that way I at least say, because like I said, I like kind of helping people out. So I'll put the link in the show description. But yeah, my friend's shop over on Etsy is Lazy Witch Shop. 2 P's, 1 E at the end of that. So yeah, if you're looking for like candles, and then she's got like some witchy starter sets and little like spell jar candles and stuff like that. If you ever are into that kind of stuff and whatnot, go for it. But yeah, I'm going 100% just off of the candles. Like that I'm all about that. So yeah, you want candles? Go to my friend. You want soap? Go to Brandon. Which, speaking of, okay.
Tell him
All right.
Dual Wield sent you.
Yeah, no joke. He just came out with is coming out with a new scent. I think it was like black leather, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm actually really intrigued about that, and I'm okay. You know what? It's time to go look at soap, man to man soap. So
We can use
yeah,
it to fight off the bugs. Smelling like black leather.
I swear to God, dude, I'm just lump of coal. What's wrong with Brandon? He's got one that's called lump of coals. Carly's cider. What the? I haven't been here in a while.
I've tried Carly cider. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really like his green tea peppermint. But I said I liked peppermint earlier, so maybe that's biased. But
yeah, like I went and I got so I've tried the black tea and I actually really like the black tea. The only thing I didn't necessarily like about the black tea is that like it had a little bit of film to it once you got to like the brownish part. But
okay.
It actually was really, really good, and I thought it was gonna dry out my skin like really bad. It actually doesn't. Like I'm telling people legitimately, hey, Brandon's soap is actually pretty doggone good.
it is.
Yeah. So I'm I say go for it. But no, I'm looking over at this lump of coal one that he's got, and I'm like, okay.
Is
I
that
might
supposed?
have.
Sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, I was just gonna say, is that supposed to be like a campfire or like a fireplace kind of smell? Like what is coal
I don't-
like?
I don't know.
Is
I'll
it
have
supposed to be
to-
like a naughty or nice joke? Like I don't understand.
I mean, part of his description was literally like, if you've been naughty this year, which I'm sitting there going like, Brandon's getting better with his whole sales pitch. So like, yeah,
I want
But
some.
no,
I'll get some.
yeah, I'm actually on here and going to buy a little bit of lump of coal. Yeah. So there's
I've
that.
still got 5 of them to finish up. I'm working on pumpkin spice right now. That's pretty nice. And then I've got
Yeah.
4 or 5 others.
Yeah, I'm going to. You know what? I'm also gonna try out this dragon's blood, because I had a little bit of it before, but I'm actually gonna try a little bit more. So
Is that the same thing as dragon's milk, or is that different?
What the hell did you just say to me?
I thought that was like a common thing. I guess it's not.
Mason.
Okay.
Wait. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I went to a party for New Year's, and that alone is super rare. The last time I went to a party was when I went to your house, Stephan, to record. If you count that as a party, which I am going to. So I never I never go to parties.
Okay.
And he had a bunch of dragon milk signs, and I was like, "What's that?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a nerd thing." I was like, "Okay." I think
Mason, you've not described what dragon milk is.
I don't know. I think it's some kind of alcohol. I thought maybe dragon's blood was like the virgin dragon milk. I don't know. Like tiger's blood, but
so many
scaly
questions.
and big.
So many questions. Oh my god.
So did I.
I swear to God, Mason, you can't just come out with God damn it, Mason. Like
What? What did I do?
I'm just sitting over here, and you come at me with dragon's milk, and not a good explanation of what the hell dragon's milk is, and now I'm just confused.
What is dragon's milk?
Like the doggone internet's gonna know.
Bourbon barrel aged stout. I still don't know what that means.
Okay, I got it. Okay. It's alcohol. Yeah, it's alcohol.
Wine-like sweetness, hints of raisin and dark chocolate.
Yeah.
Is that what you think when you think dragon? Is raisins and dark chocolate?
Depending on how it actually mixes together, maybe. That actually doesn't sound bad. Like, if that's just a drink that he had, like, is it out of a bottle? Or...
Yeah.
Okay. I might try to find that and then give it a shot, because that actually it sounds delicious.
Well, he said there was posters. He had dragon's milk posters, and I asked him what it was, and he said it was a nerd thing. But looking at like this bottle, it's the same as the poster, so maybe he just really likes it.
I mean, that's typically what happens when people like stuff. You know, they go and they buy more of it.
Stout.
They like it.
Bourbon barrel aged stout.
Yeah, a stout is a kind of beer. Little bitter, but actually like really, really good. So.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I would never suggest a stout to you, Mason. I know if it doesn't taste if it doesn't taste like a chocolate milk, it's not for you.
I am okay with this statement.
I
I want some chocolate milk so badly.
You can try to be not cool with this statement. I don't give a damn, Mason. I'm just saying.
That friend has like a really refined palate, and then every time he tries to like get me to be fancy, I'm like, I can't taste the difference between the super expensive and the super cheap. It tastes the same to me, and he thinks all the Mountain Dew I drink has ruined my taste buds.
You're not wrong. There is it's not how to put this?
What you thinking? Sit down, have a conversation.
Yeah, no joke. No, like there's something to it, you know, but at the same time, if a person is always just like, "Oh no, if it's more expensive, it's better." It's like, not always. Sometimes it's not always better. So,
can we make a skit where I'm the bartender and I don't know any of the drinks or how to make them, so you're gonna get chocolate milk or something bad?
I mean, we can write it and see what goes on, Mason.
Can I get a Russian on the rocks? It's just eggnog.
Mason, did you mean a white Russian?
I don't know. Did I?
Can I get a Russian on the rocks? I mean, honestly, that went from like a drink order to basically you just sort of asking to go get an East Asian person to just hang out on some rocks, Mason.
That'll be the poster for the skit.
Can it not be? Can it not be?
I don't know. What? How is a Russian on the rocks sound bad, but a white Russian doesn't sound bad?
Look, because one of them has at least the previous history of being a drink, alright? I mean, I see what you're saying, too. They're both equally not great, but one of them has been known to be a drink.
What is a right Russian?
It's milk and vodka. Basically, milk and vodka.
Circling back to milk.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, and that's one of the reasons why I thought that you were talking about a white Russian, dude. Because we were talking about milk.
Why is it called white Russian?
It's weird. Because it's milk, which is white, and vodka's typically a Russian drink. White Russian. White Russian.
Oh, traditional cocktail is known as a black Russian. First appeared in 1949. Becomes a blah 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 blah. A white Russian with the addition of cream. I'm not gonna name the rest of. I'm not gonna read the rest of that because I don't know what alcohol is.
Now, this is something that's completely like it's not connected to what you were just saying, really, but like legit, you started talking about the Black Russian, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let me actually kind of, like, I wanted to know more about that. Then I took a drink of over at this water that I've got right over here. And I don't know what sort of little head game that my brain just decided to play, but I literally almost spit back out this water because I was thinking that I was, like, for a split second, a literal split second, I thought I was drinking alcohol. I was just like, this is shit. Like, we've been talking about white Russians and dragon's milk and whatnot and on alcohol talk, and I'm not drinking alcohol, but my brain went like, this is alcohol in my hand. This tastes like hell. No.
No, Stefan, it tastes like healthy.
It does. It tastes like healthy, and I'm trying to be more health conscious and stuff like that. I know I don't drink nearly as much water as I should, so that's why I'm like, I'm going to have a water on this podcast. Trust me, later on, Steph will be drinking again. All right.
Gonna have a water on the rocks.
Water. Okay.
I'm not gonna be able to look at you drinking water without thinking about that. This tastes like crap.
Okay. I don't know. Like, okay, so I made a friend out over here. All right. And
besides me?
Well, out here in Delta.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry.
And I don't like I've told her about, like, well, I do a podcast and I do YouTube and stuff like that, and I don't know if she's actually checked out any of our stuff, but just on the off chance that she listens to this, yeah, okay. If I say something out of turn, I'm sorry. But no, like, we were going hanging out and whatnot, and all of a sudden she was just like, hey, I've got a couple of drinks over here. You want to hang out, watch some anime, and drink? And I'm like, yeah, cool, let's go and do that. So I get over there, and I'm all like, okay, well, she's got drinks. I'm not going to really worry about bringing anything. So I just sort of come as is. And then she's like, okay, we're sitting down, we're kind of talking back and forth. She puts on some anime, which I forget what we had started watching right then, but then I had to start watching, was it Grand Blue? It's about diving, and I freaking love it. It's more about drinking than diving, but still. Anyway, so we were kind of just hanging out and doing all that. And then all of a sudden she gets out some vodka. And I'm like, all right, here we go. So she goes, gets out the little like red party cups and whatnot.
Red solo cups.
Yeah, solo cup and whatnot. Starts pouring in the vodka, and I'm all like, okay, she's got a pretty strong tolerance, because she just started going ham over on that over on the vodka. I'm like, all right, cool. And then all of a sudden she takes it over to the sink and then starts turning on the sink. So she starts putting vodka. She starts putting water.
Episode name.
Yeah,
Vodka.
maybe. She starts putting water in the vodka. And as a seasoned drinker, this is not what you do. All right, Mason never put water, like, putting in ice is one thing into a drink, but just going straight over to water and just going like, kill it. All right, like, you hurt people like me. That's how you will literally see our faces go like, no. All right, so
I'll give her some of her expensive stuff.
So it's like she did that to one cup. And I went like, okay, maybe that's her cup. Maybe there's something else I don't know. And she goes out, gets a second cup, which then you would assume like that's for me. So she's not going to do the same thing to me that she's doing to her. She knows that you don't put these two things together. Maybe she has something going on. So I see her start going in with the vodka, and I go, great. And then all of a sudden she goes past the sink, and I'm like, we are a step further than we need. Then yeah, all right, we're on good track. And then she went back over to the sink and started putting the water back in. And I almost wanted to start crying. I wanted to start crying. And it was like, it was a whole thing. So I was like, all right, fine, whatever. Well, I'm not going to be I made comments of like, what are you doing? That's not what you do. That's not what you do. And she's like, well, this is all I've ever really done. So like she hasn't been drinking for as long as like I have and all that kind of stuff and whatnot. Drinking is still a new concept to her. So it's like, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, it's like, no, I kind of get that. I just was like, don't do that. Don't do that. You go and you get other things to mix in with it to make it taste better. And she starts going. She's like, tastes fine to me. And I take a swig, and my body, like, it starts having a weird Naruto Kurama type conversation within itself. All right, where all of a sudden I'm having a conversation with the internals of my body, and they're literally looking at me like, what did you just do? What did you just put in us? All right, you know this was wrong. All right, why did you ingested this? All right. Kidney's looking over going like, I don't know what to do with this. All right. I'm usually used to filtering the poison, but you put the poison and the antidote together. What do I do here? So it was a whole thing. So like now I've just been like, I've slowly been going like, don't do this. All right, I've introduced her to like rum and Coke, and then like, okay, this is a screwdriver, so it's vodka and orange juice. Just go get orange juice. Never put water in this again. Oh God.
Is that what on the rocks means? What?
I forget sometimes. Mason.
I'm not Brandon, I'm sorry.
No, but you're giving me the same vibes for a second. When a drink is ordered on the rocks, it means that it is ordered in ice. Okay? So they know to put ice inside the drink, inside the glass. All right? So yeah, like if you go like, oh, well, I would like a White Russian on the rocks, they're gonna put ice in there. Okay?
Vodka, milk, and ice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and all you do, like, there are some drinks that are better colder than they are, like, room temperature or warm or anything like that. So, yeah, like, some people, they'll do ice because they want it cold, but then it also kind of waters down the alcohol a little bit. So, like, the alcohol doesn't hit nearly as hard or like it doesn't, like whatever their reasoning for it, like it's not that bad. Or you can also go and get like soapstones, which you keep inside the fridge. They're literally like little stones, kind of look like granite on some of them, but you keep them in the freezer, and then when you want to have a drink, you just throw them over inside your drink. They've got no flavor to them whatsoever and whatnot, but they will keep the drink nice and cold, but it doesn't water down the drink. So like it's all that. So yeah.
So is that like a thing that you don't actually ingest and then you just like refreeze it when you're done, or is that like
you just keep it inside the drink, and then you can go and wash them real quick, and then you, like mine, I've got like in like a little like dice bag. So once I've finished washing it and let them dry out, then I put them back over inside the freezer.
So you got your 20-sided die for when you play D&D, and then you got your soapstones right next to it.
Look, I even kind of mixed the two together and whatnot. I've got a 20-sided die ice cube mold. All right, and the suckers are like that big too. So like when I go like, oh, I want some ice over inside this drink. All right, it's like I think I've did it over to Caden a couple of times where came over, wanted a drink, and all of a sudden I was like, here you go, and just like a big old ice cube, and he's all like, what the heck is this big old yeah. And I'm like, I know, it's a lot of ice, and he's like, I'll take it. All right, 20-sided die. As he goes like, oh, rolling for initiative. Yeah.
Hey, Stefan, you want to play some D&D? Hold on, I'll be right back. Need something for this.
Yeah, I legitimately have thought about that. Like, I still have a bunch of friends that have been trying to go and get me into their D&D campaigns, and what's weird is now I have the time to be able to, but I live 100+ miles away, so it's like I don't really want to drive out there for any of y'all for one night just to spend like 2 to 3 hours and then try to go home. That doesn't sound ideal to me. If I'm going out there, I'm going for a while.
Well, you're not going to have the time with all the driving you're going to do. All the time you did have will be sucked out through driving. Did I do too much
hate?
What'd you say, 8?
I said hate.
Oh. Also, Did you say going ham?
Yeah.
That's
going
not
ham.
A thing. Is that a thing?
It is. It is.
You sure?
I don't know if it's a saying said by a lot of people, but I know myself and quite a few others. Like if someone's going like kind of crazy on something, be like, you're going ham. I don't really know why it's a thing or like where it comes from or like any of its origins, but like straight up, I've used, oh, that dude's going ham over on, and just go from there. And yes, I have used he's going ham on that ham. I've done that before, Mason. I know that your brain was kind of going there, or at least it was going to go there at some point.
Well, the ham is like the butt of the pig. Is that supposed to be what it is? Something to do with butts, or?
No, Brandon. Dang it! No, Mason. I'm still on Brandon's page, and I went down, and it is about us, and I saw a picture of Brandon, and it just came out naturally.
I'm the Brandon apprentice. It's all connected. Woo! No. What else does Brandon say? Put pizza in your dishwasher.
No, Mason, you can stop right now. You can stop right now. Brandon is not on this episode, nor do we need some sort of weird Brandon fact that we didn't know before, but is absolutely true. All right, we don't need it. No.
Should I go get a puppet? I don't have one, but I got a plushie wall.
I'll kick you off this podcast, Mason. All right. I was skeptical that we would even be able to go this long, and sure enough, proven me. Fudge monkey.
Nope, I've proved you. I have proven you wrong. Proved you wrong.
I know it's proven.
It's proved.
No, don't, Mason. It's not proved. I know it's not proved.
All right.
God damn it.
pocket memo for the second time.
No, like I said, this episode might be called Dragon's Milk, all right? All right. Yeah, I literally might call it, this episode is called Dragon's Milk.
Delicious. I think, probably.
No joke. Well, because I know we're going to be ending up relatively soon and whatnot.
That's not true.
I knowing that this technically is the first podcast of 2021. So there is that. But I do want to know, like, Mason, if you had to sum up how your 2020 was as far as an experience, like, how would you qualify it?
Making money, realizing I have money, spending way too much of it to the point where I no longer have money, and then dang face mask acne, and that's about it.
Okay, I was right there for a second. I'm just like, face mask agony? I mean, I guess I can understand that, but yeah, face mask acne, yeah. I get
Also
it.
earlier this year was we had first started recording at your house. So it's really weird to, with our whole setups and stuff now, it's completely different. I actually remember I quoted Candace and said 2019, but no, it was 2020 when we were doing XCOM Gonna Give It To You.
Yeah.
It feels like so much has happened and yet nothing at all at the same time. It's really weird.
Yeah, 2020, we did start, doing the video version of the podcast back over in the office and whatnot. And yeah, it's kind of weird to think like we weren't doing it for a long time just because we didn't really have a location, and now we're going to start doing it again, and yet we're all not in the same place. So yeah, that's kind of, it's kind of weird to think about, like, oh, okay, what's gone on. And like, I was talking with a friend earlier this week, and they were sitting there going, oh, do you think that we'll ever get back to normal? And I'm like, no, it's gonna be a new normal. So like my goal is for us to get back to doing something all together. I don't think it'll be, like, truly, I don't think that we'll probably wind up doing the podcast all together for a while. Like, unless all of a sudden we start getting an office, which, God, I gotta think about that again at some point. Yeah, like, until we get something like that, we're probably not going to be doing the podcast all together. Just because, like, okay, the main spot that we were doing the podcast was my place. Well, I no longer live there. And I'm pretty sure no one wants to drive nearly as far as I am. So you would. I know you would, but others.
Just for all of our phones to be roaming the whole time?
I swear to God. Okay, quick aside. Just paid off my phone bill and whatnot, and I've been thinking I'm either going to switch over to a different... So most people out over here have Verizon, and there's a Verizon store locally, so it's like, okay, well, obviously Verizon probably gets better service out over here. So I've honestly been thinking about switching over to Verizon, although I have never been with Verizon before, so I have no idea how good they're going to be. I've been with Sprint for basically all of my cell phone years. For a little bit, I was with AT&T and absolutely hated it. So I've been with Sprint for at least a couple of, like, at least a decade, if not two. And I am scared to death to go over to Verizon right now. But I also saw my bill, and since I'm constantly roaming out here, it's like, I don't need this. I don't need to be this high ever again. We need to stop this. So
I got my first phone, I think it was 2012, maybe 13, and I've been with Verizon the whole time. I've never had anyone else, just the same Verizon plan.
Good stuff. Never had any big issues.
I mean, I'm kind of biased because I usually just am on a family plan and just pay the person who pays for it, so I don't know about like the business side of it, but as far as using it, I usually get service everywhere. The only times I don't is when no one else also has service.
Okay.
Like I haven't had any issues.
I might check that out because even though I kind of worked a deal with Sprint because I'm out over here, it still my bill is higher than it should be, and I don't want that to happen anymore. So yeah,
Buy something of not your own volition.
Oh God,
I was gonna say
burp.
something and I forgot.
Was it about 2020?
Maybe. I feel like it was somewhere around the time when I said XCOM gonna give it to you.
Probably Mason.
In June I hit my year anniversary of being on CB.
Are you serious?
2019 of June, and now it's January of 2021.
Dang, that is a while. It's
And I've done something.
yeah.
Yay.
And Mason, you went from just being like this person that we talked about to, to someone that like we would kind of just bring around to different places, and now you're one of like the main people for the podcast. And for like most of the videos, like I'm not joking. Where the thought of bringing you onto the team, like at first everyone was kind of like, okay, we like Mason, but what is he gonna do? Okay, let's figure this out. And I'm like, I feel something's here. I feel something is here. And now I'm sitting here going like, I'm so glad that we did. Because there's so many moments of just like, oh my God, we never would have had this if it wasn't for Mason. Okay, because we're all too serious and experienced. So, oh my God. So yeah.
Oh, you silver-tongued. You making me blush.
Yeah, nah. All I'm doing is I'm stating it as it is. So like, having you join the team, like you were the last person to actually join the team, and it's like it was probably one of the best decisions that I've made with all of Cracked Brain, because it's just like, okay, I like even thinking about, thank God. Even thinking about how like 2020 has gone as far as just like how difficult it's been. The one person that hasn't been like, I'm going to set the world on fire in our group chats has basically been you. And yours is always something close to like, so when are we going to record? I just want to hang out with my friends, guys. When are we going to record?
Yeah, Okay, here's my friend group. You ready for this? You guys, 3 other people, family. That is it. That is my entire friend group. And all 3 of those friends, one lives in Idaho, one lives in, like, really north Utah, and the other one lives even further north Utah.
Mason, you could have just qualified both of those by saying, I've got 2 friends that live in northern Utah.
Yeah, but one's higher than the other. And then one's in Idaho.
So you've got one friend that's really north, one friend that's really even farther north and kind of almost to Idaho, and then you have one friend in Idaho.
I have one friend that's an hour north, one friend that's 2 hours north, and one friend that's 3 hours north.
Mason, stop having friends by geographical hourly distances. I can't be your friend. I've already got a friend at 2 hours, and I'm sorry, you're at like 2.5 hours. And that would just seem weird and awkward. Look, if you find another person that could be over at a half hour from me, and then a person that would be an hour and a half from me, then we could make this work.
Then I could just like hit them all on the way to one friend, and then hit them all back.
Oh, Jesus.
How far south are you? Like 2 hours? 3 hours?
From you? Yeah, from you, I'm like... Technically, you could probably get to me a little faster than some of the other ones. And not just because you're a little bit farther south, but you could take kind of like a back road that would kind of be a shortcut. So, yeah, I'm about an hour 45 to 2 hours from you. The one that could get here the fastest is actually Caden.
Really?
I think I'm only like an hour and a half from Caden if he goes a back way. And there's almost nothing between me and Caden, too. So it'd be basically like an hour and a half of him just looking at dirt. So, yeah,
yay, dirt.
That. I think the furthest person as of right now is still Brandon. So, yeah. So, I'm far.
So I've got a friend 2 hours south. I got a friend an hour east. No, west. I don't know where Caden is from me. I think it's west.
He's west.
And then I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. We all live different distances, Mason. That's what happens when people get older. So
I'm just gonna get a map of Utah and then like pin like I have one friend here. I have one friend here.
God, you're a dork. I absolutely love it, but damn.
What's that map of the world on your wall for? It's where my friends are.
It's where my friends are. Yeah, it's like they're all right here. Why did you need a map of the world? Because it looks cooler.
What if I start pen pals?
You don't do that, Mason. Don't do that, Mason.
I used to have a pen pal. It was fun.
Yeah, I bet.
And then she moved next door to me, and then that was weird. We weren't pen pals anymore.
No, you were actual friends, Mason.
Yeah, I sure. That's one way to look at it.
That's what happens. That's what happens, man.
You just walk up to each other's door.
Yeah.
Just walk up to each other's doors and drop off a letter and then walk away.
It's the same thing, Mason, just without the postage, all right?
It's not a letter without postage.
You're right. It's actual hanging out, face-to-face time. All right?
Who are you, my dad?
Y'all call me Team Dad all the time, so yeah, apparently.
No, I just say that because every time I leave the house, my dad's like, "Yes, he's getting out." What are you doing? Oh no, I might sit on a rock. Oh,
I swear to God, Mason, there's so many things I would love for you to say to your parents that they'd probably look at you and go like, "Yes, well, I mean, good, but I don't know how we feel about this." That I still be like, just take the gamble. Just take the gamble. Do it.
I'm gonna go be a Mason on the rocks, and I'll just see you later.
God damn it. Well, I mean, technically, you kind of would be. It's winter. It's cold as hell. All right. So.
Yay, milk.
All right.
No, wait, that was the white, not the rocks. Never mind. Sorry.
You're right. You're right. I'm still gonna end this episode, Mason. So it's been good. As usual, always go and check out more things over on YouTube. I'm gonna be doing my best to make sure that these video versions come out at the same time as the other episodes, and that will be it. I had kind of said last week in the pre-show notes that we're kind of looking at some things that might be developing on the website and all that. As far as exclusive content soon, we're going to keep on talking about that, figuring some stuff out, and then hopefully, if anything, we might try to roll that out in like March or something. Slow. We'll go slow. But yeah. So
Can I say one thing before we end?
Hold up. And then, as usual,
Sorry.
Don't forget to go back over to YouTube, watch your videos, make comments if you like them, hit the subscribe button and that notification bell. All right, Mason, go ahead and say your thing.
So to tell people what goes on behind the scenes, Stephan was like, "Hey, what do you want to talk about?" And then we had this plan of like, "Oh, we'll talk about 2020, all this sophisticated stuff." And then the episode starts like, "I like candles."
You got to, Mason. We had to talk about the candles. We had to talk about the candles because I was very passionate over the candle discussion. All right, and you had said some things that we didn't even talk about all the stuff with the candles. All right, there was still more that we could have talked about with the doggone candles. I just decided to go and shorten it up. Don't you mock me because of candle talk. All right, it's my next new podcast, Candle Talk.
Hey, what do you want to talk about after the candles? I like soap.
I got a thing about wax, all right? I got a thing about wax.
It was just funny. That's why I love this podcast. And that's why I love you guys. For that exact reason. Don't ever change. And if I change, let me know.
The amount of times that people, like, I always will get asked, like, what is your podcast about? And I'm like, I don't know.
I started getting those questions. I started getting those questions because people will, like, ask me, and, like, I have some friends starting a podcast, and they're like, hey, you're on a podcast, right? I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess I am. And they're like, what are you talking about? I was like, like, what do you mean?
How many episodes are you guys at? Almost 200? What do you guys talk about? I don't know. I don't know. You guys talk about, like, current events? Sometimes.
I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes current events, sometimes soap. Existing.
Talked about candles for 20 minutes on the last one. Why? I don't know.
I have a friend who do an anime podcast, and like, oh, you like anime? I was like, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not on that one.
That's what they do. You can check them out at KawaiiCast. Right. But I'm not on it. I just chill.
The only podcast on our network that actually has a doggone theme to it. This one and any one that I ever come out with is just like, I don't know, I'm talking to people. All right, which, yeah, I still know that I have to do more what you making. Yeah, I kind of shirked on that for a while, so I'll get that going again in the relativistic future.
I really want to get, like, Candace's and or Tyler's planner and then, like, frame it above my bed and just say, like, goals next to it.
So, with that... no
Yay.
one knows. We're not going to talk about that. Mason, we're not going to talk about what just happened.
Don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about.
It's just between us. Oh.
Yay.
So, with that, guys, thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Thank you for watching the podcast. If you guys are watching it, we will be back again next week with more people guaranteed. And until next time, people, we'll talk to y'all later.
Dual wield. Whoosh-a, whoosh-a, whoosh-a. I want to be the short sword.